Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the studio. You're probably wondering, what is she doing with this resin and what is it? Okay, so this is a new resin by Platinum and it's super cool. I'm very excited about it, and while I'm mixing it, I will tell you what I know about it, and I'm still learning. This is this is the second go I'm having with it. I did one this morning where I just made a disc to see how clear it is, and I tell you what, I don't want to take it out of the mold just yet, but it is looking very clear. So I just want to leave it there for a little bit. Just give me a second here. I'm going to just pour in about 150 milliliters. I'm just doing a little project, so sorry, 100 of the part A, which is your resin. There's 2-to-1 ratio. Goes in. It is medium viscosity, not too thick, not too thin. Nice, convenient sort of bottles, and I love how the lids. Sometimes you get the same sort of resin, part A and part B, in the same kind of 1-to-1 ratio, and then you get the lids mixed up, which is pretty bad. 150, okay. 100 of the A, 50 of the B. 2-to-1 ratio. But I love how they have the red caps for the part B, so you can't muck it up. That's good, isn't it? Well, it is good for me. So let me just see if I can grab a clean stick, cleanish stick, and give it a bit of a stir while I tell you what I've learned so far. So because this is a little bit thicker, it's going to take a bit longer to mix, but that's alright, I can talk. Some people said, so where was I? 2-to-1 ratio. This one has the heat resistance of up to 80 degrees. So if you're thinking of putting a cup, that you've filled with boiling hot water straight on it, I wouldn't recommend it. Wait a few minutes, couple of minutes, and then you can do it. Or water it down, or sort of cool it down rather, with some cool water or some milk, out of the fridge to cool down the temperature, bring down the temperature, and then you can put your cup on it. 80 degrees Celsius, that is. So that is cool. Another great thing is that this resin is FDA approved. So that is very good. Awesome for you guys that like to make really nice placemats and countertops or tabletops. It is brilliant. Or even just to pour over your coasters or your placemats, etc. Because if your pigments are not FDA approved, then you're wasting your resin, your FDA approved resin, because they both have to be FDA approved, unless let's move over here a bit, because I'm just going to pour a bit of resin in each of these cups. Unless, okay, so these pigments, the Le'Rez pigments, are FDA approved. So I can go straight in with this resin and not worry about covering it afterwards. But if you're using, let's say, epoxy pastes, which are not FDA approved, or any other inks or other pigments, things like that, which are not FDA approved, you can still do that. Use another resin, or you can use this resin if you want to. Then once that sets, then mix up some of this resin and cover it, and it will be safe to use. So how exciting is that? I hope that I explained that right. Because sometimes I get excited and I tend to, rush a little bit when I talk because I'm thinking ahead, wondering what I'm going to do next, you know. So I've got some really funky colors here because I've got these really cool bamboo. I'm going to bring you back over here now to the middle, and I'm just using my little Lazy Susan because it's nice and flat, and I'm sort of, I've got everything there organized, and I don't want my pigments to spill. I just want them on a nice flat surface. So I've got some bamboo sort of plates. They have been varnished, so that's how I bought them. And I've got a couple more left in the shop, but I think I will need another few because I'm making these for Riker and Saxon, my grandbabies, grandchildren. Oh, getting a bit excited. So they can use these, well, their mum can put some, you know, fun food in there for them, and just maybe encourage eating, although they're both really good eaters. So let's see how these go, and then I will have to make another 3 because I've got 2 more grandchildren. I've got Charlie, she's gorgeous, and I've got Kobe, and another one on the way, and his name will be Leopoldo. So that's exciting. I'm going to just go with the 2 just to kind of play with this resin, and as you can see I am literally playing. So how exciting is that? And I don't want it to be too deep, you know. I still want the mama to be able to put some fruit and things like that. I wouldn't recommend putting, you know, like soups and things like that, stews and casseroles in there. Just some, you know, knickknacks. Maybe some chippies and, you know, some fruit mainly, veggies. And okay, so I've got all of it out right like that. And of course you don't want to put these in a dishwasher, just give them a hand wash. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so there's that done. And I always tip my cup a little bit because I like to get some of it off the sides kind of falling down, and then I can use up some more, and then I just clean this cup and I can use it again over and over and over again. So here we go. I've got some funky colors, so I'll put my pigment in first and then resin over the top of it. So this one is the bright gold. And it's really super cute. Doesn't really matter how much pigment you put in. And then, oh, now I can put them down here because they've got some weight in them. This one here is the matte pigment. And now I forget which one I'm using. Cherry red. I actually don't have this one anymore, but I will be getting some more soon. And look how beautiful that color is. Okay, so it is a red, but it's not like if you want a red, like a fire engine red, then use Sassy Red or any other red that you know that works. This one is more a red that's more of a cherry, you know, more on a pink side when it hits that white. And I've got sunflower yellow, another gorgeous one. So bright colors. And I won't be mixing and stirring a lot, I don't think. I don't know, actually, yet. I was just thinking of maybe just doing dots. Pardon me. And this one is a golden sage. Making sure. And I'll speed this up. I just want to tell you the colors because I want to go back and mix them properly because I've been doing it very fast. This one is indigo. And I've got the peacock green, and I've got the pearl white. Okay, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, I am back now. So here we go. These are pretty much all transparent, so it's got some more than others, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do some puddle pours. And I'm thinking I probably should have, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm just going to get my syringe. Okay, so I've just got a little spoon, and I'm just going to scoop up some of this and put it in this white, because I didn't mix up enough resin, and I don't want too much on here anyway. So some from this side. I just want to double up the amount of this white to the amount of the pigments, because I'm going to be needing the white to alternate in between each color, or maybe not each color, but maybe every second color or something like that. I don't know, but we will see. Right, get in there. How exciting. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. Another good thing about this resin is that it's quick setting, and it still gives you plenty of working time. So it gives you plenty of working time. We will see. Like I already did, like I said earlier, played around with it a little bit, and it was just normal like any other resin that I had, which gives you about half an hour up to whatever, an hour, 45 minutes. Excuse me, even up to an hour. This is a wrong way of doing this, but I'm just going to go with it. But what I mean with the setting time is that, or curing time rather, it cures completely and fully within 24 hours. And normally if I do a piece and come back in a few hours, it is still very sticky, very elastic. So 5 hours, it's still kind of not sticky anymore, but it's pretty elastic, depending on the weather, of course, and the ambient temperature. But with this one, within 4 hours or 5 hours, whatever it was, I think it was about 5 hours, I came in and it was set to touch, and pretty hard, like. So that's exciting, and within 24 hours you can use it to, for whatever you want to use it for. So that's pretty. Okay, so I'm starting my puddle pours, but while I'm doing that, and you can see what I'm doing here, let's just recap on this new resin by Platinum, which seems to be really spectacular. And this is my second go, as I said earlier. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio resin by volume. It is 80 degrees heat resistance. So like I said, don't put your hot cup of tea or coffee straight on it, but you can wait a few minutes for it to cool down to 80 degrees Celsius, that is, or pour a little bit of cool water in it, or some cold milk from the fridge. It has a fast curing time, so it cures within 24 hours, and that's like fully cured, which is great for artists who want to get their artwork ready to sell and to dispatch, or ready for exhibitions and things like that. If you're running, doing your last minute piece, 24 hours, it's ready to be packed up and go. That is really, really exciting, because usually you have to wait at least 3-4 days before you can do that. So 24 hours, it's ready to go. It is FDA approved, so great for placemats, cheese boards or platters, countertops, anywhere where you will have contact with food. And as I said, I'm actually making this for my grandkids, so I can rest assured that they will be safe eating off these little platters. It's very glossy, extremely glossy, and it sets rock hard. So Platinum as a company, or as a resin company, has over 54 types of resin, and they are very experienced in creating resins for various industries. And we are concentrating, or I'm concentrating on the industry that I'm interested in, mainly art industry. We're interested in a few of those types, but they do accommodate all kinds of industries. So it's really, really exciting. It's a good company to be associated with. And I just want to say thank you, Des, for sending me a sample of this, a very generous sample of 1.5 kilos of this resin, so that I can play with it. And thank you for trusting me and my opinion of you know, how things work, because I do look at various things. This resin, I found it to be super glossy. It does cure quicker, so the working time that I'm used to is probably, I can stretch it to an hour. With this one, I couldn't go past 45 minutes or 40 minutes, something like that, but that's fine. And I think that I will definitely use this resin. Actually, I know I will definitely use this resin just as you know, to coat my my pieces if I'm going to use them for food or anything like that, presentation. Mainly because I just I want to be able to utilize it as FDA approved, and to do that I need to use FDA approved pigments, and you're kind of limited with options for that one. So I want to be able to use my metallic pastes and epoxy pastes and things like that, and then I can you know, very comfortably just cover it with a layer of this special resin, and then it'll be safe because it'll sort of seal it all in. So as you can see, I'm going around and just did that puddle pour, and I made a comment. I don't actually know if I kept that in the video or if I muted it. At one stage, those two puddles just looked like really colourful fried eggs, which is kind of cool. But I want to create something that my grandkids will be able to look at while they're eating their food. They can examine all the different colours and different depths, and because at the end of it all, you could actually see through, and it looked like there was a little world of colours underneath water. That's how clear this resin is, and you can see these things, but it's all sealed in, and I just can't wait. And I promise you, I will video this and possibly put it on YouTube with, of course, with permission. That you know, just to see the expression on the kids' faces and what they say and how they react to this. And of course, I love listening to kids and taking all their feedback in, because they just have pure minds, don't they? So I'm just going around with a syringe. This is a tiny little syringe that I've kept from my little baby girl, my little fur baby that passed away a couple of months ago. She had some health issues, and I had to give her medication via these tiny little syringes. So I kept them because they're quite useful. And resin doesn't seem to, you know, it's really easy to clean them. So that's amazing. It's just the type of syringe it is, I suppose. And yeah, just going around and putting little dots of this and that in there. And I'm getting a little bit annoyed at one of my little pears because not actually the actual substrate, but it's more like the pigments, because they just react to each other so much that they create all these cells, and they're mucking up my little perfect circles. But in the end, you will see they ended up looking really, really great. So I'm happy with that, and can't wait to do some more for my other grandkids. Oh my god, I feel so old having all these grandkids, but it's great. It's really, really great. And now what I'm doing is I'm just adding some more of that white because I had some pearl white left, and I mixed it up with a little bit of that bright gold and then doing some swirls. And the swirls really helped break up some of the bits that didn't look too great. So, yep, that's all I did. I like that. It's not going to stay like that, unfortunately, but one hopes. This is just for the bubbles. I actually like the design. And then I'm going to get a clean wipe, and I'm going to clean up my mess, because we don't want any resin up there at all. Oh, it needs more. Problem is, the more heat I put on it, these pigments just want to react to them. Okay, I think I might take some photos and show you the before and after, or the now and after, and then yeah, I will see you in several hours, I think. Clean up time. G'day everyone. They stayed almost the same. I absolutely love this one, and you can see through that to the wood, or the bamboo in this case. You can see the layers. I don't know if you can see them, and interesting effects here. It's sort of showing underneath. There it is. It's very 3D. Love it. Lots of character. And then there's this one that looks like some sort of a creature with big eyes. And oh, here I am. I can see myself in the table. Once again, more, it's kind of mellowed down, but still lots of character, lots of color. This here is really pretty. Just looks like water and some stuff in the water, you know. It's really, really interesting. I love it. Let me know what you think. I'm really curious to find out. I keep finding all these other elements that keep popping up, different effects. Alrighty, bye for now.